Most people think everything changes once you hit six figures. But for film crew, grips, PA, stylists, camera ops, the real turning point isn't 100K. It's 10. In this video, I'll show you why your first $10,000 changes everything and the 10 steps to actually get there faster as freelance film crew. I've seen it happen again and again. From a gaffer I hired in Tampa who finally built his first savings, to a stylist in New York who stopped panicking between projects. I'm Rob Perkins, and I'm on a mission to help 1,000 freelance film crew build $1 million in wealth. Because when you have money handled, you show up on set differently, calmer, sharper, and in control. And producers recognize that and put you on their next call sheet too. Let's take action. The $10,000 shift from panic to power. Imagine James and Miguel, two camera assistants on a HYSA commercial in Las Vegas. They're both at the top of their game. But one had $200 to his name. The other had $10K tucked away. Guess which one turned down the needy DP? The one who screamed across the set because someone moved his monitor 2 inches? Take all the time you need. You walk onto set with confidence because you're not desperate for that check. You're focused on doing great work. So if you're still thinking, there's no way I can save 10 grand on a freelancer's income, Rob. That doubt's normal until you see what happens next. Because there's a second reason your money takes off. Compounding finally gets real. Let's run some numbers. Invest $500 and make 4.5% in a high yield savings account. That's $22.50 a year. Barely enough for a walkaway lunch at a Taco Bell on a stage day. Yikes. But 10K at the same return earns $450 a year without lifting a finger. That's a car payment. Finally, your money's working on a night shoot right alongside you, but this time you're making money instead of burning it. Once you have your full emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses, that could be over $1,000 per year in interest alone, just sitting there doing its job. But compounding only matters if you can hold on to that money. Here are 10 ways you can reach 10K fast. Number 1, don't ask, tell. Start with your cell phone provider. Call and say, hey, I've been with you for X amount of years and I'm reviewing my expenses. Please tell me what promotions or loyalty discounts I qualify for. They might push back, but be persistent. Let them know you're shopping around. 9 out of 10 times it works, and it's free to try. I saved $40 a month by calling AT&T one day while I was waiting for a plane in Milwaukee after a Cash App shoot. Do the same with your car or renter's insurance. Tell them you're reviewing your policy and comparing other options. You're not bluffing, you're just managing your money like a pro. Once you see how easy that one call is, you'll start spotting every other place your money's leaking. Number 2, trim the fat on your subscriptions. A Florida food stylist I work with many times called SiriusXM Radio to see if she could get a cheaper subscription rate. When the rep said no, she said, okay, I'll just cancel then because, there's so many options like Apple Music, Spotify, there's so many out there. They instantly offered her half off, which saved her $114 that year. She laughed and said, now we're cooking. Do the same with services that have flexible billing, cloud storages, editing software, even your gym. Once a year, do a subscription sweep. Scan your statement for anything you haven't used in 60 days. If it's not helping you make money or reduce your stress, cancel it. Small leaks are plugged. Now, let's make sure the sneaky big companies aren't overcharging you. Number 3, ensure you're getting the best price. Drive less between gigs than you thought? Switch to a low mileage auto insurance plan. Own a home? Bundle policies. Reshopping insurance once a year often saves $300 to $600. That's a weekend at a nice Airbnb between gigs, or your electric bill during a hot summer or a cold winter. Leaks are plugged. Now let's make sure your money actually earns something while it sits. Number 4, give your money a better home. You work too hard for your cash to sit in a 0.01% account. At 4.5%, 10 grand earns you $450 a year while you sleep. That's free money, literally for parking your paycheck somewhere smarter. I started calling it my peace of mind fund after I used it to cover a surprise $2,800 repair on my Jeep Wrangler without a single ounce of stress. And if you know me in person, you know I love that Jeep. Your money is just as safe in a high-yield savings bank online as it is in a regular big bank. But your money is now your employee. And imagine, when you have full 3 months to 6 months peace of mind money in that account, you could grow over $1,000 per year sitting there just doing its job. Once your cash is working for you, the next step is to make saving automatic, even when life gets busy. Number 5, automate the boring stuff. Set up an automatic transfer on a regular basis, even $50 or $100. When you make it automatic, you take the emotion out. If you were to set a rule to automatically send 10% of your monthly average income to your savings, you could hit 10K without even feeling it. It's called paying yourself first. Easy, right? Now let's stack some free money most people ignore: rewards. Number 6, use a cashback or rewards card the smart way. Disciplined enough to pay it off monthly? Use a card that gives you cash back or points. A mini rebate on things you're buying anyway, like fuel, paper towels, toothpaste, everything. Use your credit card instead of your debit card or checking account for those perks. Never carry a balance. Interest kills every benefit. When you pay in full, the bank becomes your assistant, not your boss. You're stacking perks, but what about the bills that sneak in while you're out on those long shoots? Number 7, pause bills when you're not using them. Out on location for 3 months? Pause your gym membership. Turn off streaming while you're gone. You're not watching HBO Max in a hotel room after a 14-hour shoot day. You're learning cool stuff on YouTube, right? It's usually a couple of quick clicks online. You don't even have to deal with a human. A quick call, instant savings. Before 10K, every gig feels like survival mode. After 10K, you breathe. A tire blowout, a slow month, or a late paycheck doesn't derail you anymore. You've built your own insurance policy. And that calm, that same calm that started when you built your first savings, it shows on set. You walk in sharper, more confident, focused on the work instead of worrying about when the next check's coming in. Producers notice that energy. I had a great conversation with my friend Tim, a great VTR guy in Orlando who saves and has been investing much longer than I have. One day at the end of a challenging shoot with a lot of company moves, I caught up to him and said, "You've been calm all week, even though this was a tough one. Are you available for another shoot next month? I'd love to have you on board." I honestly think it's the clarity in his personal finances that gives him that on-set confidence. It says, this crew member's got it handled, and that confidence, it gets you rehired. You learned to focus your camera years ago. Now you're learning to focus your money. And that's what keeps your career in perfect clarity. Once you've got the first 10K, you shift from reacting to directing your money. You start asking bigger questions. How can I make my money work as hard as I do? How can I invest, grow, and buy back my time? That's the mindset that builds not just savings, but legacy. Your head and your heart are set. Now, let's put quick cash in your pocket. Number 8, sell what's sitting around. If it's been sitting in your garage longer than the last time you got paid in less than 2 weeks, you don't need it. Old bikes, extra furniture, that treadmill you swore you'd use, or the boxes of clothes you forgot you owned. Sell them. One weekend could put a few $100 in your pocket. Maybe even $1,000 if you just moved and half your stuff doesn't fit in your new place. I like Facebook Marketplace and eBay, but there are plenty to choose from. That's real progress towards your first 10K. And it feels good to clear space for the life you're actually living now. Quick cash feels great, but the real payoff is how your savings starts changing how you think. Number 9, take a temporary break from the extras. I'm not saying cut everything out you enjoy. You love your coffee, I love my sushi, but if you're on a mission to save, it might get a little uncomfortable, and that's okay. Think of it as a temporary break, not forever. I was sitting in my studio when I probably should have been sleeping the night before a tech scout, staring at my annual credit card reconciliation. And the sushi total, it just kept getting longer and longer. I laughed, then I got sick when I actually saw what those Atsumani added up to. It changes how I spent for the next few months. I could have flown to Tokyo with that money. You've tightened up your day-to-day spending. Now for one last sneaky money drain. Number 10, stream smarter. 1 or 2 at a time. We all want to support the streaming services. Of course we do. We work for them, but not at such a cost. I asked crew if they've ever seen The Day the Music Died, the story of Don McLean on Paramount+, the documentary I produced, or any of my WWE projects on Peacock. And most are proud to say, I have all the streaming services. Convenient? Yes. Affordable? No. Here's what I suggest. Cancel them all, except your favorite. Keep one as an anchor, and when a new show pops up and you want to watch, add one more service. Then here's my trick. Cancel it the very next day after you order it. In my experience, you'll still have access for 30 days without having to remember to cancel. That's what they count on, you forgetting the next month and the next. Then the next thing you know, you've had BritBox for a year and haven't watched it in 11 months. Binge your shows, then decide if you want to renew or hop to another. Paying for just 1 or 2 streaming services at a time could save you $50 a month. That's $600 a year more. Basically, you're getting paid for a day on set while you binge Love is Blind or Love Island or Love. And if you're wondering, I'm kind of a Love is Blind guy. Stack all 10 of these and you'll see your money and your mindset take off. 10K changes everything, mentally, emotionally, financially, and professionally. It's the foundation of freedom in this unpredictable industry. Now, if you could use another day or two a month of work to lock in this 10K goal, I've got a quick video that will give you the confidence to score your next job today. Got 58 seconds? Watch it and see how one small move can get your name back on the call sheet fast. Check it out next. Thanks for watching. Stay focused, stress less, build wealth. That's a wrap. Hey, thanks for staying until the end. Just a quick reminder, what I share here is for education and entertainment. I'm not a financial advisor. The best way to learn and succeed is to always do your own research. And hey, you're in a great place already because you're taking action.